गुटखा थूकना
छोड़ो,
प्लास्टिक
छोड़ो,
आइटम नंबर
छोड़ो,
नॉन वेज
छोड़ो।
In the times we live in, eating meat is as criminal as using plastic. You'd be roasted as a planet killer for ramping up the greenhouse effect and wrecking the planet. For decades, there have been veg doppelgangers of meat with soy, tofu, and other plant-made alternatives that have tried to keep us from straying. But the longest most of us have lasted is the 9 days of Navratra. But what if you could eat the real stuff without killing animals or messing with the planet's lifelines? Hold on to your forks, because in the future, we will all be eating alt proteins, aka lab grown meat. The problems with eating real meat are multiple. First up, breeding livestock to feed us means emissions. And imagine what happens when our population grows 10 times by 2050. Then, rising obesity rates and health concerns across the globe have put eating meat right on par with smoking cigarettes, as per the World Health Organization. And of course, there's animal cruelty. The greed for minting profits has led to factory farming of animals who are force-fed antibiotics and crammed by the thousands into filthy, windowless sheds. The inhumanity is monumental. So, while you are all ready to jump the vegan gun, but life with just hara bhara kebab is like a death sentence, what do? Well, in the future, eat meat grown in a petri dish, aka lab-grown meat, also referred to as cellular agriculture. Companies like San Francisco-based Memphis Meats have produced meat in labs from self-reproducing cells. So how does this work? Cultured meat is made by taking stem cells from the fat or muscle of an animal and putting it into a culture medium containing nutrients that feeds the cells, allowing them to grow. These cells are then put into a bioreactor to support their growth. Et voila! Cruelty-free meat. This animal-based product avoids the need to breed, raise, and slaughter a whole chicken when all we need to eat are chicken breasts. Stem cells taken from one single buff can produce 175 million burgers, when currently we would need to slaughter 440,000 four-legged beings to make the same number of burgers. Cell-based products are eco-friendly, healthy, and unlike real meat, don't have any epidemic risks such as bird flu or mad cow diseases. Memphis has already debuted its first synthetic meatball and the world's first cell-cultured chicken and duck. And what about those whose lives depend on the freshest catch? Who can sniff out a river fish from a sea fish? Those who will faint at the sight of 4 legs but jump at the sight of 8 legs? Well, seafood will also have its share of lab-grown twins. A California-based startup has extracted muscle cells from fish to grow in a lab. This seafood won't have heads, tails, bones, blood, or contaminants such as mercury, parasites, and plastics. And then, what about the no-leg lovers? Beyond Eggs has launched a plant-based egg powder which can replace eggs for all your baking needs. Just when you thought that the faux meat game couldn't get any stronger, the mock plot thickens. Hanyu, a Japanese organization, will be providing school students access to high-tech heated boxes that allow them to culture animal cells at home and grow them into meat-like products. Imagine filling up your high-tech heated lunch boxes with a cell culture in the morning and getting chicken strips by the afternoon. Maybe the future gen will never know maa ke haath ka palak chicken. Even with these multitudinous advantages, the meat alternative category has some blockers that keep it from our plate right now. The tech to produce cell-based meat is hugely expensive. Producing the first lab-grown burger in 2013 cost $325,000. With advancement in research, it'll drop drastically. Another deal breaker. Not everyone is enthused about eating meat that was grown in a lab for cultural and religious reasons. Despite these challenges, the faux meat category is beefing up, and companies are working to reduce the cost of lab-grown meat, work with food-grade reactors instead of generic bioreactors. Experts believe that 60% of the meat we consume by 2040 would not come from conventional meat sources. Looks like our traffic jams will still come from our conventional sources though.